Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Dennis Prager Show, coming to you again from WNTP 990 AM in Philadelphia. And tomorrow from Washington, D.C. And I'll tell you why I'm going to Washington later. There is just too much to talk to you about, and there is something that is happening before your eyes in what would seem to be less than earth-shattering circumstances. I mean, how important, after all, is the Miss USA pageant in the scheme of history? But it actually is important because you are now seeing the beginnings of what is going to happen should there be same-sex marriage in the country. And I don't mean the effects of the same-sex marriage. I mean the effects on those who still believe in male-female marriage, the marginalization and almost criminalization of these people. You will simply be asked never to state your view on this. Should you actually come out in favor of what every religious and secular tradition has held as the norm, that marriage is between a man and a woman, or between a man and a few women, but always between a man and a woman. If you just hold that, you will be censured, you will be condemned, you will be punished. There is no totalitarianism like that of the left. There has never been, with the one exception of the Nazis, who are the one exception. All other totalitarianisms have generally come from the left, at least in the secular world, and they are. It always lurks beneath the surface, because they know they're right and they will suppress those of you who are wrong. What has now happened in the Miss California pageant, in the Miss USA pageant to Miss California, is getting more and more frightening. I don't care what your position is right now. The issue is not what your position is on same-sex marriage. It is the inability to hold that marriage should be between a man and a woman and succeed in America. That is where we have come to. I reviewed this yesterday. I thought that the man made a fool of himself. This man, Perez Hilton, I think that's his name, and I thought he looked like a fool. But I guess my ability to underestimate the amount of foolishness in the American media is a problem for me, because he is taken seriously. The man is taken seriously. With his immaturity, and it's scary, folks. I don't get scared easily, as you know. I spend much of my time debunking the hysterias and the scares that have been brought in my lifetime, whether it's overpopulation, heterosexual AIDS in America, or global warming induced by human carbon dioxide emission leading to worldwide catastrophe, secondhand smoke. I mean, but this is really scary. So I want to play for you. We have a couple of clips here. The head of the USA pageant was on, CBS, is that correct? The early show. The co-director, Shayna Moakler, is the woman's name. So the California... she is the co-director of the Miss USA pageant and happens to be the California state director. You will understand now that if you should not try to enter a pageant, a beauty pageant in America, if you do not have left-wing views on social issues. This is now the message. A conservative female is not welcome to open her mouth. You may show your body, but you may not open your mouth. Either lie or don't bother becoming a candidate. That is now the message. And if you find that I am in any way overstating this, please call 1-8-PRAGER-776. This is never held true in the other direction. But because conservatives are far more tolerant and open to diverse views than are people on the left. There's no comparison. And this is one of those examples. Listen to Shayna Moakler, who is co-director of the Miss USA pageant, this morning on CBS.
You know, I have to applaud her that she was willing to miss out on the opportunity of being Miss USA, to stay true to her convictions. But on the same token, I think she has muddied the waters a little bit by making, her question was insensitive, and it's now become more about compassion, being compassionate in the way that she answered her question.
Okay. It's not coherent what she said, but I will try to explain. What I try to do, unless it's too long, is let them speak for themselves and then analyze. Let's begin it again, please. Sean, you want to begin it again, please?
I have to applaud her that she was willing to miss out on the opportunity of being Miss USA.
Okay, hold on. Okay, there you go. So it is now acknowledged. If you have a traditional view of society, don't be a candidate. You cannot become a Miss USA. All right, it is now out in the open. A co-director of the Miss USA pageant has announced she was willing to miss out. She would have won the title, but for the fact that she believes that marriage should be between a man and a woman. Do you hear that? Do you understand how powerful the grip of the left is on American life? Most Americans think that way. I was on CNN last week, and they reported every poll shows that the majority of Americans believe marriage should be between a man and a woman, with no imputed anti-gay feeling involved here. But it doesn't matter. The left's hold. And this has been true wherever there has been an organized left in the Western world since Lenin's time. The left is very, very tenacious, and when they get hold of an institution, it doesn't matter that they are in the minority. And so what you now have is an announcement: don't try to be a beauty queen if you think marriage should be between a man and a woman. This now disqualifies you from winning. It's an announcement. I'm not inferring it. It's not a hint. It's a plain statement. I admire her for willing to lose by saying what she feels. But here came the but. Here's the but.
To stay true to her convictions. But on the same token, I think she has muddied the waters a little bit.
Okay, first of all, I will play what she said, and if you tell me what mud she has put into the waters, I would be interested to find out. The person who muddied the waters is the judge for asking a political question. But you're not allowed to blame him. First of all, he is in a protected minority against being blamed. That is just the way it works now. You don't blame. You really only can blame white heterosexual Christians for much. So he's in a protected category, like endangered species are, and so he is the one who raised the issue, but that can't be said. So I don't know how she muddied the waters, especially if you hear her response, and I will play for you her response. I mean, it could not have been more, and now comes the magic word of the left. The left uses compassion as an axe. That is how they chop down all differentiating opinion. You are less compassionate than us, therefore wrong. And the debate is ended because we win on compassion. That's the next part, as you will hear.
By making her question was insensitive, and it's now become more